But that would mean, so if you're going to say, well, because I'll be a uniter, and you can say what you want about Trump, he was not a uniter. So if that is the thing, that's why I didn't get the Pressley comment about the KKK. First of all, you know that you do not analogize a black member of Congress or a black anybody to a member of the KKK. You know that. And, I heard you say on the show yesterday, oh, but let's be intellectually honest. Okay, let's be intellectually honest.
Let's be intellectually honest. Hakeem Jeffries.
But you know that's not a place
Jeffries
to go.
in a much more, no.
That's not uniting.
Let me just be honest with you, Chris. I think the way we unite this country is having more open conversations in this country. There is a gap between what people are willing to say in private and what people are willing to say in public. And I think the way we get to national unity is by opening up those conversations and closing that gap. Some people think the way we get to national unity is by showing up in the middle and compromising. Good people believe this, even in the Republican Party. I reject that. I think the way we're going to unite this country is by reviving the principles that unite all of us as Americans across our diversity, being uncompromising about those principles. Those are radical principles, Chris. This nation was founded on free speech, open debate, self-governance, the unapologetic pursuit of excellence. These are radical ideas. These are not moderate ideas. Yes.
Having the right to say something, we both know is not the same as whatever you say is going to be right. And
that's correct. And so let's talk about the actual substance of it. When you say you don't go there, I disagree.
But what I'm saying is,
Ayanna Pressley, I want to just really clarify, Chris, for your audience,
please.
So we're not just having a meta conversation about what I said. I want to be clear about what I said. Ayanna Pressley clearly says, these are her words, not mine, we don't want any more black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't want any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. Well, you know what? At points in our history, we have had people who have talked about black faces and brown faces to shut up, sit down, and do as they're told. You know who did that? Yes, the Grand Wizard of the KKK. So, yes, I know that's a little provocative, but that's just the truth of the substance of what she said with her own words.
It's not provocative.
And the reality is, when Hakeem Jeffries said the same thing, when he's comparing Donald Trump to the Grand Wizard of the KKK, somehow the left-wing media was fine with it. But when I'm using Ayanna Pressley's own words, then there's an issue with it. And that's a double standard, and I will not abide it.
But it's not a double standard. I'm with you. I'm saying be consistent.
It's absolutely a double standard, Chris, and you know it.
When people liken Donald Trump or other people on the right to being Hitler-esque or Nazis or Gestapo, it's wrong. It is wrong.
It's dead wrong.
It cheapens the poison of those things. Absolutely, I'm with you on that. Okay, fine. Take it up with Hakeem Jeffries or whoever it is that says it. However,
fair enough.
You doing the same thing is not,
but I'm not
playing to some better virtue.
I'm not doing.
But here's what I'm saying.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's the thing, Chris. I'm not doing the same thing because not all statements are equal. Not all statements are equal. And I just think it's open to, it's worth having this discussion, Chris, which is a good point to make, which is I take people at their word.
You're not moving the needle. You're going to get attacked by the media. They give, the only thing you have going for you is that the media didn't jump on people for doing it with Trump. And when I would do it, I would get my butt handed to me for, all these stupid whataboutisms and false equivalency and all this other stuff. You can't make anybody happy right now in this business as a journalist, but it's not really your job. Here's what I'm saying. That's not the kind of dynamite that you explode in the conversation to bring people together. You will never be
Chris,
a unity candidate,
disagree.
and that's why people are coming after you for what you wrote a year ago. When you wrote that book, you were dead honest about Trump and why you didn't like the election, and you changed it out of convenience. Go ahead.
Chris, I want to finish on the Pressley point, and then I'm going to address that. On the Pressley point and the Ibram Kendi point, what happens I see on the left is many good Democrats are ashamed of those statements from Ayanna Pressley, like the quote I shared, or Ibram Kendi's quote, famously, that the remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. But those views are guiding our culture from universities to corporate America to even behavior in government. And so the fact of the matter is we can't just ignore it, sweep it under the rug, and pretend like it didn't happen. We have to smoke that out and have an open debate about it.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.